Last week, my training was not exactly going as planned. I was struggling to hit paces and feeling terrible anytime I tried to go out for a run. It's only 5 weeks until my next race, so I didn't have many options, but something definitely wasn't right. So I hopped on a call with my coach and we decided there was only one thing for it. Let's head to the track, and once you've seen enough of my suffering, we'll come back here and I'll talk you through what decisions we made, why we made these decisions, and what races we're actually targeting. Let's go. Today, we've got probably the exact opposite of a marathon session. The session is 2 sets of 8 by 400 with 1 minute between reps and 4 minutes between sets. So my coach has said 3K effort, and honestly, I've not raced a 3K in over 3 years. So it's going to kind of just be as fast as my legs can go and really just maintain consistency through the reps. I think that if I could average around 65 seconds for these 400s, then that would be really good. My 3K personal best is about 64 and a halves. So anything close to that is going to be great. And I've actually got some company joining me. 2 of the guys who I've been running with since about 2007. Like, still 2 of my best friends. One of them, Brendan, is still running pretty well. He ran 9:16 for 3K recently. And my friend Dean, who you might remember from this video, he's not much of a runner over the past few years, but has managed to be talked into coming down here and doing some 400s with the boys. Both of those guys were blessed with quite a bit more natural speed than I am. So if there's any session that they're going to be able to get close to me, no offence guys, then it's going to be this one. But I'm excited to get on the track and run fast, and the boys have arrived, so I'm going to finish my warm-up with a 1K threshold and 2 by 200 metre strides. MDY do a K in 3:15? Nope. We're just about to start the session, but this just shows you how much running Dean's done in the past 6 months, because I know he got these in like March. This is from the track right there.
Tread my run.
Pristine otherwise. I'm actually just quite scared. We did it on track. See, ran the 804, that's 64. You like this one? He's reading less than me. This feels hard already. I challenged him at a 200 race, but did not think that he could run a 66 400 off no training. So maybe I take back my challenge. This could be bad. I think I might be a bicarb super responder. I didn't have any left this morning. Definitely thought I could run quicker than this. But honestly, if I can hold this together, I'll be delighted. I feel rotten. Right, I'm ready, I'm best. I'm better runner than Brendan. That was the fastest rep, so that's good. I feel like my lactate is just sky high. I brought my meter with me to test, so really interesting to see what the numbers say after this is done, but whew. I feel like I'm completely done and like I'm swimming, but I'm holding it and even getting a little bit faster. So I guess we're fine. We just need to trust that it's going to be fine. But 2 reps to go in this set. This is number 7. That's the first set done. 6 66s and 2 65s. But whoa, that was really hard. I felt like I was just kind of max efforting every rep and then being able to recover enough to get the next one done as well. But I'm really hoping this 4-minute set recovery can let me just get the next 2 reps done at like 66 and feel at least a bit more comfortable. It's really annoying because Brendan looks completely fine and I feel like I'm about to die. Anyway, we've got about a minute and a half left. I think it's going to get done. I'm not sure how, but that second rep on the second set was like a second faster and it felt the best. So fingers crossed, can finish up this last few reps strong. 1 minute to go, so the last one takes care of itself, 5 seconds. Relaxing is key. I know maybe it doesn't look like I'm relaxing. I'm through the first 2 and going ever so slightly quicker and feeling ever so slightly better. 2 reps to go. Last rep. .64 in that last rep. If I thought there was any chance that was going to be 64.1, maybe I would have went to the arms a bit earlier, but genuinely didn't even think I was going to make a 64. I think it's important to remember that sessions like that can and should be really tough from the start, but I've got enough endurance to hold it together even when it is really hard. But that was really good. Another positive step forward. And I did enjoy it. Might not have looked like it or felt like it in the moment, but those are the mornings that I really do enjoy. Let's see what the lactate is. I think it'll be over 10 anyway, because that was like just max as hard as I could go. You see that? It doesn't look like double figures. Oh, it is. 14.1. Dearie me, that's the highest lactate reading I've ever had in my whole life. And it felt it. I'll go and do a quick warm down and chat you through all the race plans, because there's a couple of races that I've got planned once I get home. Oh! Dean is being forced to warm down. There he goes. Even though we're right next to a train station. 4-mile run back uphill. There they go. So I've made it back home feeling completely knackered, and by this point in the video you're probably asking why I'm suddenly training like a 1500 metre runner. Well, surprise! No, I'm kidding. Scotland are more than well represented in the 1500 without me going and embarrassing myself. So basically what has happened here is that after the Berlin Marathon, which was about 6 weeks ago now, I quite quickly got back into training, and I was doing a lot of threshold training, a lot of half marathon type training, with the strategy being very similar to what I did at the start of the year, where I got very aerobically fit and then after about 6 weeks started to add speed on top of that. However, about 3 weeks ago, I realised that I was having to work really hard to get my lactate up where it needed to be for threshold work. And this is not usually the case. Threshold should be fairly comfortable. It shouldn't be easy, but you should at least feel like you can run harder than that. And that's not how I was feeling at all. I felt like when I was doing threshold work that I was working really hard, And when I actually tried to go and do the half marathon sessions, which were supposed to be harder than that, I just wasn't able to do them. I wasn't finishing them. And even when I was going out my runs the next day, I was feeling pretty knackered. I described it as feeling overtrained, but without the actual training to back it up. Now, what I thought I needed was a break, because clearly I was just overcooked and my body hadn't fully recovered from the marathon and the marathon training, and any sort of pushing through that was just going to make me worse. But I hopped on a call with my coach, and as always, he was a great voice of reason, and he seemed to know exactly what was happening. And basically how he explained it is that we'd been doing so much aerobic work and getting so fit in the marathon block that when it came to doing the threshold work, which is a little bit harder but not too much harder, that was feeling hard because my body wasn't good at producing lactate or working harder than threshold. So instead of taking a break, what we actually had to do was go to the track and run really hard and remind the body that actually threshold work isn't hard. You can work quite a lot harder than that and get the body producing lactate like we did today. Even if I was to go back to threshold now, having only done 2 hard track sessions, I know that I would feel so much better because my body kind of knows that it can go harder than threshold. And really, that had just been lacking since June when we ran the 10,000 and then immediately got into marathon training. And as soon as he suggested track work, I just knew that he was right. I was excited to go to the track and run fast. And I hadn't really been feeling that in my training. Everything had been feeling like a slog. Physically, I wasn't right. And mentally, I definitely wasn't right. Before I moved to the marathon, the track was my favourite place to run. And it feels like going back to the track has just flipped a switch in me. I'm loving my running. I feel great. And I can't wait to just keep progressing. But what exactly am I progressing towards? Well, I currently have 4 races planned. So my first race will be the Telford 10K on the 14th of December. Now, this is one of only 2 races in my whole life that I've ever dropped out of. 3 years ago, me and Holly went down to Telford for our first ever weekend away together as a couple, and she ran a 10K PB and I dropped out injured at halfway. So I'm really excited to get some redemption on a course that I know is fast. Also, I heard there's going to be a certain girlfriend versus dad head to head, so you may want to subscribe for that one. After Telford, it'll be the Valencia 10K on the 11th of January, and this will be the next A-goal race where I'll really be hoping to be back in 10K PB shape. After that, I'll be dropping all the way down in distance for the Armagh 5K, and this is on the 12th of February. This is a race that I've done a few times, and a lot of people have ran very fast on this course. I am not one of those people, so hopefully once February comes around, I'll be ready to smash Armagh for the first time ever. And finally, I'll be finishing up my 4 race series with the Bath Half Marathon on the 15th of March. And this is actually the trial race for the British Half Marathon Championship. So it'll be a great opportunity for me to get a pretty long overdue half marathon PB, and that'll be the next few months of racing. I'm really excited to get back down the distances and get back into the shape that I was in June, and hopefully get some PBs along the way. So subscribe to follow along the journey towards these races, or if you just want to see the girlfriend versus dad head to head, that's fine too. And let me know in the comments if you have any of the same races planned, and I'll see you next week. Cheers!